In spirituality, we frequently talk about the path of least resistance. And there is a common misconception about this because a lot of people think that the following of a path of least resistance means that you don't do anything. Or, sorry, you just maybe sit on the couch and wait for things to happen. None of that. The path of least resistance is also a path, which means you have to walk through it, which means there has to be an action. When you follow the path of least resistance, whenever you have to make a decision between one thing or another, or maybe one job offer or another, take something or not accept, show up, whatever it is, there is always the first impulse that we feel, and that impulse tells us whether this is a good idea or bad idea. Now, our logical mind is the mind that is taught from our childhood to question ourselves. And it's usually something that we learn through our parents or our surroundings, our society, when as children we want to pick color blue, for example, to color the grass on a coloring sheet, and we are being asked, wouldn't you rather take a green? Okay, well, that's an abstract, but this is an overall idea of how we learn to question ourselves. So when in the future we have an extraordinarily well-paid job offer, even though we don't feel quite certain about the job being for us or not, our long-term goals may affect us taking it or not. Meaning, if it's a well-paid job, I'm going to question whether maybe this is such a great money, will help me with the down payment for a house, or maybe I'll get the car that I want, or whatever it is, designers, bags, shoes, whatever, I will afford this, right? The problem that we have now with that logical mind is such that we might make decisions that we know are wrong for us because we sense the vibrations in a place or of the person that is about to hire us. They might not be so clear, they might be not so positive, there might be something about this person that is pretty obvious to us that's going to be hurtful. Now, some of us might argue that, yeah, what's wrong with that? Why wouldn't I get a better paid job to get that down payment of my house or whatever, etc. And yes, for some of us it might still work. However, there is a part of our life that we'll have to compensate with, and this will be either our spending routine. We might go binge shopping or dining out to compensate, or maybe going out drinking more frequently, and that extra bit of money is going to be money spent. And there might be a health issue during a chronic stress and so on, and this also can cost you money. This can cost you being sick frequently, underperform, and even lose that job. Another problem that may arise will be a tiredness, because a person that's not happy in a work environment will eventually get tired to the point where it's really hard to get off our beds. So the question here is, would you rather sacrifice that, or would you like to have it spot on in the moment when you make the decision without a fail? Obviously, we all like to go with our intuition, and this is something that is very valuable. And at the beginning, we may hesitate a little bit, but I guarantee you, if you are going to start with the little decisions in meaningless moments, such as would I go out tonight or not? Would I go for that walk or not? Am I gonna meet this person for coffee, or maybe I'm not feeling like I want to spend time with them, and so on. When we practice making those decisions in the moments that are not as significant as taking a new job, for example, then over time we are in a mindset when even the significant decisions are going to be made based on our intuition, which is a brilliant way of making these decisions, and it's an amazing way of living, because I guarantee you, and has happened for all of us in our spiritual tribe, I suppose, that once we learn that skill, it does not go away, and it always leads us to things that are more accomplishing, that are more satisfying, and promote more growth and better relationships. So this is about the path of least resistance. Has nothing to do with just sitting there and waiting. Nothing will fall from the sky for you. And obviously, to be in that state, we have to meditate. Without a good practice of mindfulness and meditation, you can't really attune with your intuition well. You have to be in a meditative state in some way. How to meditate, we'll probably post a video on that as well, hopefully someday soon this week or maybe at the beginning of the next week, so stay tuned.